Yo, yo, yo. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Today we are working on writing a dbus service from scratch. In quotes from scratch. Because we do have some previous work here that we're standing on from ourselves, where we've written a dbus client from scratch. So we have this repo, svdbus, and in here we have a single commit where we talk about how we implemented a dbus client, and we have a little example in here that gets the volume of the thing playing in Spotify, right? So if I like crank this down a little bit, then this number go down, and I crank this up a little bit, number go up. Wow, fancy. And what we are trying to accomplish is this is part of our like Wayland window manager project. And maybe desktop environment might start to be a little bit of a more accurate term. But we're kind of trying to write like the whole like graphics stack with the intent of eventually writing like a phone operating system. Operating system is strong, but like maybe like running Linux on our phone with like the whole like user space stack being ours, right? So like a window manager is one of the first things that we're going to need to put on there, and then we're going to need some like we're going to have all sorts of like little applications that we're going to need, but like the very like entry point for everything is like just rendering stuff. And so if we are trying to write a window manager, writing one on the desktop first makes sense. And one of the things that we need if we're going to use a window manager and dog food it is like a taskbar. And so the thought here is that like typical Linux applications expose some features through dbus APIs, right? So like all of this stuff in the system tray in the bottom right, which you can't see because my face is covering it. Can I move that? Right, all of this stuff. This is kind of like exposed through a dbus API. And then notifications also are kind of exposed through a dbus API, right? So like if I were to write a taskbar and I were wanting to receive notifications from applications, then I would want to have somebody hooked up to the dbus that listens for notifications and then displays them in some way, right? Also, we need some way to like retrieve like the window list. KDE's taskbar does this through Wayland. I think that's kind of wrong. Like my gut says that if we are providing dbus APIs, dbus is the way to kind of say, hey, window manager, do you exist? And if you exist, where are what are the windows? It just kind of feels more like a dbusy thing than a Waylandy thing, but I don't really have like a good rationale for that. It just kind of gut feel says that. So if we are going to write a dbus, if we're going to write a dbus server, then we might as well use that for Windows. And if we're going to do that, we should do that now. I don't really know what a dbus service is, so the kind of plan is like first let's start by trying to figure out like what is it. Then we can try to like write one that like interprets literally anything, and then figure out how to like bind APIs to it. We probably won't get here. We might not even get here. It really depends on how complicated this is. But that's the plan. Let's just jump in, and then someday once we have a way to like create nice dbus APIs for a server, then we can use that to implement like a taskbar or something. But we gotta take it as it comes. Yeah. So in our git log here, we reference the dbus spec, and I guess that's where we'll start. What the fuck? Why is it opening this in a different route? Why I have two Firefoxes? Why is it opening it in the wrong one and then saying that's not my default browser? If it's not the default browser, why did you fucking open it? Linux or whoever, probably not Linux, somebody opened it in the wrong spot. Okay, so my current understanding is that there is some program, dbus, and that was me, sorry. My bad. He is sitting here and he's exposing a file descriptor, right? And clients will like connect to this file descriptor. And I don't really remember. Let's just look at our can we look at our example right now and figure out what the fuck it does? So he does what? Oh, this is old. We need to do some updates for new stud, but that's okay. So he creates a dbus connection handler who connects to this dbus socket and then presumably starts like doing some like initial chatter with this thing. So this like dbus connection, he has like an initializer who does Right. So he does some like initial authentication stuff, and then eventually he says, "Okay, time to start doing real things." And he says to the bus, "Hey, could you? I'm gonna send you hello." And when he sends the hello response, we're kind of like chilling. So then we probably need to register that we are trying to talk to some specific API. So when we set up, oopsies, my bad. When we set up this like media player interface, we create an interface. But this I think is just strictly this is like strictly an API thing. I don't think that we've actually done anything yet. So I think it's just that we rip a packet onto the dbus file descriptor, and I think that we just say, "Hey, I want to talk to the dbus properties API on this object path with this service." So we're like, "Hey," I think it's literally like we send a packet that's like, in here we have Spotify as the service name, and he, as Spotify, the service name exposes like media player 2 as an object path, and we rip a packet that has these things in there plus like another thing here. Hold on, what is this? Hold on. There's a fucking call function on here. Path destination. So there's kind of like 3 pieces to every function call. There is the service, which is like, I guess, each program. And then the object path, which I guess is like a thing that is living on the service. And there's functions on objects, I guess. And I think that we just like rip this packet over there. And dbus must forward this to Spotify. And then Spotify must like check this stuff and answer it somehow. And I guess I don't really know yet. Does Spotify need to like register with dbus and say like, "Hey, I am Spotify"? He must have to say that he's Spotify. He probably has to register objects, but maybe not. Maybe it's just like any packet that goes to Spotify just automatically gets forwarded to Spotify. And then like Spotify itself parses this part and then rips a response back. Maybe. It could be that simple. FN3X, thank you for the resub. 12 months at tier 1. That's crazy. Thank you. Oh, and he coded. I think I might have missed that one. Thank you for the tier 1 as well. Yeah, so I guess we need to figure out what the fuck this does. So in the spec, what do we want to look for in here? Introduction, blah, blah, blah. Is a one-to-one peer-to-peer or client-server protocol as specified here. However, the primary intended application of the protocol is a dbus message bus specified here. Great. Message bus accepts connections from one or more applications. Once connected, applications can exchange messages with other apps that are also on the bus. Perfect. In order to route messages among connections, the message bus keeps a mapping from names to connections. Each connection has a one unique for the lifetime of the bus name automatically assigned. Applications may request additional names for a connection. Additional names are usually well-known names, such as this. When a name is bound to a connection, that connection is said to own the name. The bus itself owns a special name, this thing, with an object located at this, that implements this interface. Okay. This service allows applications to make administrative requests of the bus itself. For example, applications can ask the bus to assign a name to a connection. Right, so if I want to be calm example text editor 1, then I say, "Yo, Mr. dbus, could you please give me that name?" Probably. Each name may have queued owners. When an application requests a name for that connection and the name is already in use, the bus will optionally add the connection to a queue waiting for the name. Sure. So if we have like 3 notification daemons, they all want to be notification daemon name, then like the first guy gets it, and when he like dies, then the other guy's like, "Oh, my turn," or something like that. This causes the right thing to happen if 2 text editors, for example, the first one will request text editor 1, the second will be queued as possible owner for that name. When the first exits, the second will take over. Yeah. Applications may send unicast messages to a specific recipient or to the message bus itself, or broadcast messages to all intended recipients. See message bus routing. Well, I kind of want to read this first, actually. Message bus names. Each connection has at least one name, assigned at connection time and returned in response to hello. Right, so we say hi, he gives us a like auto-generated shit name, then I think that we ask for a different name. Unique connection names begin with this, blah, 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 blah. When a connection is closed, all the names that it owns are deleted. A connection can request additional names using this. Okay, so my guess is that we say hello, which happens automatically as with what we have right now. Then we call request name on like root, like default dbus object or something. Then messages have a destination field, resulting in a unicast message. If the destination field is present, it specifies a message recipient by name. Okay, method calls and replies normally specify this field. The message bus must send messages with the destination field set to the specified recipient, regardless of whether or not we have a match rule. Okay. So I wonder, I mean, it might literally just be that you register a name and then packets that we send get routed to us immediately. That doesn't seem impossible and would line up with like the skimming I did pre-stream. Because like I was looking for something about like registering objects and I didn't see it. So yeah, we can try that and see what happens. We might be able to like start. We might be able to start just kind of doing something. So let's try to register a name. And then we're gonna hope that we can like get any request on that name, right? So let's make a little like example server somehow. I don't really know what this thing looks like right now, but I think that the way we wrote this thing allowed us to kind of we have kind of like the low-level dbus serialization library, and then we have like APIs that we can build on top. So I think that if we just use the low-level library right now, that should have the pieces that we need to do what we want, I think. But we'll see. Example server. Okay, and then we want to like install artifact of example server probably, and we probably want to add a couple modules to this guy. And I guess we probably want this down here with everything else. Example server doesn't exist. He's going to get mad. Yep, so we touch source example server. And then here, I think we probably want to start by copy pasting the client example. I think that they might look at least a little bit similar at first. I think that we're going to have some sort of like on-initialized thing that's going to do something else. So here, I think that we're going to ask to connect to the bus, and then here we're going to say like connected to bus. I think that's what's going to happen here, and we're going to see this log. We start our event loop, we like connect to this guy, and we pass him our on-initialize thing. And then, I guess while true, we wait for something to happen. This feels about like what we want. No module stud. We probably copy-pasted and didn't update something. Server, boom, boom, boom. Did that build? Yeah. So can we look at this? So he does say that we connected to the bus, which is good. And now we want to do something. So we want to register a name with this guy, right? That was kind of like the big thing that we wanted to do. So they said it was request name or something. Request name. So if we want to be some example service, I don't know like what these like names are. Why does everything look like a reverse URL? What are these like yeah, well, this seems like a question for the idiot. Why do dbus names look like backwards URLs? Let's just see what he says. Dbus uses the same reverse DNS style as many IPC component naming schemes because it gives simple, globally unique, and human readable names. So, but like, what if I don't have a domain? So, like, what if I don't have a domain? Do I just not get to make a service? That seems fucking stupid. um, dude, that's so funny. You just fucking like just lie. I don't want to deal with hallucinations. Let ICANN deal with it, but maybe yeah, it does kind of seem like this. I guess I probably own spheraphoria.dev still, unless I let it expire. This is so stupid. Okay, like I'm sure it's fine. Like I just don't think that I should need to have a DNS record to make a dbus service. They're like completely unrelated. So I guess we'll just pick a name for now. But I don't like this. But that's okay. So we are supposed to call request name somewhere. So where the fuck does that come from? Dbus request name. Org free desktop interface, I guess is what I'm looking for. And if I remember correctly, they have a bunch of XML files stashed somewhere in like, you let the vacuum robot expire? Well, I mean, it's still running something. So the DNS record still goes to like a machine that I might own. He was such a nice guy. Yeah, the vacuum robot was funny. Okay, so if I remember correctly, these dbus APIs are defined by like XML blobs somewhere. And I think that we're already actually using the dbus one. Let's see. Generate MPRAS. We have resource folder here. No, we only have this. But if I remember correctly, there's like dbus API definitions somewhere in like user share. This is not gonna come up. This is like a bad Google. Oh, wait, maybe? Oh, wait, hell yeah. User share dbus1 interfaces. Which in my computer, because I'm on NixOS, is like run current system share software share. Yeah, dbus1 interfaces. Nice. Okay, so we're looking for something that looks like org free desktop dbus based off of what we saw there. Dbus. Which dbus? Dbus? Fuck. Rep dbus. Well, get fucked us, I guess. So it looks like we're not gonna get like nice API bindings to this thing. Unless it's published somewhere else. So can we look? They have like introspectable something, so we could at least do something like I think if you do qdbus and we look for the service name is org free desktop dbus with org free desktop dbus. And then I want to like introspect this thing. Can I get it to like print the XML? Dbus introspectable. There's some way to like ask for the definition. Introspect. There we go. So I think I just write this. Nice. Let's go. So like ideally this is not how we get this, by the way, but we'll just live with this for now. Dbus XML or something. And hopefully this parses okay. So we're trying to get request name. If we can't get like nice API bindings to this, by the way, that's fine. We can just call it manually. But if we can, it's a little nicer. So can we generate run generate dbus. And this is going to be run generate dbus with dbus xml. Dbus file is from dbus zig, and then we have a dbus mod or something. Dbus API mod or something. Yeah. There we go. And then we kind of link that somewhere. So we have like dbus API is from dbus API mod or something. And does he get mad? What's he pissed about? File not found. Hello? Am I stupid? Run generate dbus. We add file arg to this thing, and we say make this an output of that thing. Oh. Okay, so this is mad because he's failing to parse the XML. Probably because it looks a little bit different than we're expecting, because we pulled it from the introspectable API. Oh yeah, this does just look fucking different, right? So here, we can already see, right, he's expecting a name on the top level node or something. Maybe? Okay, fuck it. We're just not gonna get nice APIs. We're just not gonna get fucking nice APIs because I don't want to fucking deal with this right now. Kind of fuck this shit, you know? We just won't do this. We will just call it manually because we can do that. We have done it in the past and we will do it again. So how do we call that like hello? We see ourselves manually calling that somewhere. Here. So however we do this. Or I guess if we have like a generic call function, which is also maybe what we're supposed to do here. Yeah, let's take a look. Let's take a look at that. So I think here on initialize, we want to do like call with however the fuck that usually works. So we pass in the writer, we pass in the path, which we thought was org free desktop dbus, I think. Destination. Probably we are looking for request something that like I lost it already. It was like request name, right? Is what we were trying to do? I think it's like this. We could look at the MPRIS example and see how they do it. Right, so when I call get volume, he is calling this with the object path first, then the service name. So this is org free desktop dbus. Then they're passing an interface name to serialize. What the fuck is that? Oh, this is the interface name, which is the same as the service in this case, I think. We'll see. Then we call the API, which is request name. And then we give him the parameters. Okay. I think it's something like this. And so in here, I don't really remember how this works, but it looks like... Is there anything that we have in here with parameters? Okay, it looks like we just put in the types as they're supposed to come in. So can we look at this thing? Dbus. Like, what is he expecting? Dbus API docs or something. Does he have that somewhere? Like, where do we see the definition of this? I would like, there's an official source somewhere. I guess we'll go to man pages. And we'll just trust this guy because, like, it's hard to fucking find, I guess. Documentation, wait. Wait. Maybe it's in here somewhere? Whatever. Oh, wait, maybe here. Request name. In. So this is string, uint32. Do we have like a dbus string type here? I think we do. Yep. So we are requesting the name. So like, or like dev spheraphoria, like test service, right? And then we are also looking for flags. So this is a, I don't know. Yeah, we'll just throw 0 in there for now and just kind of see what happens. And then on finish, we want him to call us with something, right? So we have some sort of callback, which we have generate common response handler. What does this guy actually want? What does he actually want? Completion handler. And in here, it's like on finish. He wants something that takes this. Okay. Okay. I don't know, man. Equals on name retrieved or something. I guess. I don't know. On name retrieved. And we just need to fix up this a little bit. Okay. Stood debug print got our name. It looks like this is what our how we wrote this API before, but don't ask me. I don't fucking know. Okay, so this guy's mad because what? Expected 7 arguments, found 8. Okay, well, fuck me, I guess, because I wrote null here when I shouldn't have. Okay, this guy is wrong, wrong module. All right. Got our name? Wait, that's really good. That's really good. So if I do this, and then in here we run qdbus, do we have spheraphoria in here? Oh, let's fucking go, baby! Let's fucking go! We have a name, baby! That's a name if I've fucking seen one. Okay, so now the question is what happens if we, like, try to do something with that thing? He's just like, nothing. So maybe he's trying to introspect, and we don't support it? Maybe? It would be interesting to know, to, like, see what's fucking happening there. Is there, like, any way for us to register, like, callbacks or something? Like, what does our guy do when he gets messages? Does he get messages? He must. Right? We must have, like, a connection that is, you know, getting stuff here, right? So he must be reading from this interface? Right? We must be kind of like here. And Can we just like log that we got a message at least? That'd be kind of cool. That'd be kind of fucking cool, man. Okay. So if I'm like, oh, wait, this is hype. Wait, we're like fucking there. Wait, so this is, he's just like, QDBus is like waiting for us to like send a response back. But he is looking for, you know, he's doing a function call on, do we have like nice formattings for this thing? Can I do like F here? Oh, we can. Let's fucking go, baby. Okay. Hold on. Nice. Okay, so he is calling this thing on, he's asking for the introspect function, and we probably have to say, like, I don't fucking support that if we don't. Oh, this is easy. Okay, so now the problem here is that our API to this like dbus connection doesn't support like callbacks in any way, right? So we need to somehow register like a handler for this thing. Because right now we kind of only support like getting responses for things. But I guess we can just kind of write like a little, we can just have like a serve on here, right? We could just have like serve or like register serve or something if we want to do it kind of after. So like, what does he do right now? He looks for, if we have an outstanding request, hold on. So a normal thing, we send like a hello world or something. We send like request name. And then we get returns. Then there are signals and then calls. So our existing path should only exist if it's a return, I think. So we have like message type here. And where, like, I guess we kind of, yeah. So I guess it's like somewhere, when we have this like reply for thing, we have header fields, reply serial. Where does message type exist? Like right here. So I guess here the existing path is like, if it's a return, we do all of this stuff. Otherwise, I guess we just call like handle message. You know, like something like this. So in the same way that we register callbacks for specific messages, we can also just register like maybe even the same thing, right? We have this like completion handler thing already. I would assume that this thing is probably the same, right? Like this probably is like, I got a arbitrary message with some bytes. I guess it doesn't have the header. We're missing the header here. So it is going to be slightly different. So can we call this like service handler or something? And he's going to have like serve, maybe. And he's probably going to take the same shit, but I don't know. Unsure. It feels weird that he's passing scratch in here, by the way. This feels like it just be owned by context. Not really sure what's going on there. But it is what it is. And so instead of taking in this stuff, I think we're just going to take in like body and header. I think. You know what I mean? Like something like this. And then we'll have like a serve function that's like a little bit nicer. He wraps this guy a little bit. Like this. Okay. Okay. Cool. So then in here, we were going to have like an optional handler, probably. Maybe. And then we construct this thing. We're going to have like service handler. Okay. And then here we have service handler. And then this guy's going to be like, yo. Whoa, why does this not work anymore? This is the wrong spot. It's here. Okay. Okay. Then it's like if self. If we have a handler, we like call serve on it, right? So initially people pass in null. This guy lives here. He does not live here. That was a mistake. Okay. And then everyone who construct this guy says, no service handler for me, please. Now this guy's like, yo, we need our arguments. So we have scratch, message, and body buff like this. Probably this thing should be failable, right? So this should be like a try here. Okay, nice. It's probably like a test or something. Nice, okay. So now we should be able to, in our like example, we should be able to like hook up a serve function. I don't know what it's supposed to do yet. You know, but let's figure it out. So this is like a test service here. And he's going to have a serve function, right? That has to match. So he takes some context. I don't remember what else was in here. I think it was connection. I don't remember. I don't remember. I think we're missing something, by the way, where he also wants the connection. Like, he wants to be able to like send a response here, which I don't think that he can necessarily do. So we might have to like pass in even more here. We might need to pass in like the dbus connection. But I guess we'll parse the thing first and then figure it out from there. Let's parse the message first and then figure out what to do with it after. Okay. So we do something like probably route based off of the header, right? So we want to look at like the object path, which I guess is that in the header fields or something? Yeah, it goes in here, right? So we kind of want to walk these paths. I guess we also want to check what the type is. But maybe that comes after. So you probably want to go over like each field and switch on the the type. And I don't know, man. Something like this? Something like this. So we find where it's going. And we do something with it. I don't know what yet. Isn't he also looking for the introspectable interface or something as well? Can we just like, I forget already. Oh, we have it written down somewhere. So we have the interface here as well that we're looking for. So here we do this, grab the interface out, and the member here. Oops. Okay. So this should be enough for us to log what's happening, right? It was like handling request on this guy for this, on this object, with this interface, this method. Right? So this is like object, interface, member. Okay. And then this guy has to be used here somehow. So he needs to turn himself into like the runtime service handler. Okay. So this is self. And then vtable is something like serve is serve, right? It should be as simple as this. So here we make our like handler. And then we use this as the handler here. Okay. He's mad because maybe it was called path or something. Okay. I think it's like this. Okay, handling request on org free desktop dbus, org free desktop dbus name acquired. So this is wrong, right? Kind of. This is like signal response, which isn't really what we want. We kind of don't want this to be called unless it's like a call or something, I think. So we might want to limit this for calls right now. Because I think that signals are different. But maybe he should handle those things as well. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure. So maybe this is like message type is call. Maybe it's like this. Whoopsies. I don't know. We're really making it up as we go. Okay, so now we shouldn't see that message until we call qdbus on this guy. And now he's looking for introspectable introspect, and we have that information, which is great. So now the question is how do we respond to it? You know? Surely we should be doing something. So what do we think? I think it's we want to issue a message type ret for return. This is not VS Code. Cool. Thanks. um, so we need to like pass the connection back, I think. And probably the writer. Do we even have the writer at this point? We do here. I don't know. The API here is like kind of fucked. But I don't know. We'll figure it out. So this guy wants a connection, which I think actually has like a variable type, which is annoying. Because that means that this guy needs to kind of know which type of connection he is, which is kind of like a deficiency in actually, maybe not. Yeah, it's because he has like this initialized context that he's storing that I don't really want. That's annoying. That's annoying. So because he stores this, he needs to have this type attached. Which is fine, I guess. So that means that this like service handler needs to kind of be attached to this or something. Gross. And then this becomes like a generic function. Ew. Ew, 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 ew. Okay, I think we just do it now and then we figure it out after. I think that's the play. So now this guy, he's going to take in a connection, which is a connection, and a writer, which is a stood IO writer, which is also like, why the fuck are we passing that around instead of it just being part of the fucking API? I don't fucking know, man. But just like, ew. Connection being generic here is annoying and gross, but it is what it is. Okay. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, right. I forgot the R on writer. Okay, so now this guy's like, yo, you need to do something with this thing. So it's like, yo, serve self and IO writer. Okay. Now this guy's like, yo, service handler, like, this needs to be attached to something. Ew. Ew. uh, what do we call that thing? It's like, on initialize needs to live here now. Ew, ew, ew. And then serve here needs to take in a connection. Can we do this? He doesn't like this because you the best Hispanic streamer. Thanks for the representation of the Latino community. Not Hispanic, so no. Also, this is a cursor. I think this guy's just like hard trolling. Is it because I can't do like a pointer to a generic function? Yeah, I see. So here I actually have to write like dbus connection on initialized or something. Which he doesn't like. Why? Um. Actually, I'm not sure. Can we look at this with, like, more text? Okay, expected type this shit. Found. Oh, wait. This cannot cast into on initialized. Oh, do I have this backwards? Is it like this? Is that better? Close. Expected type found function here. So I guess now this is like any type. And then this guy is like wants to be this now. This guy's mad because it wants to be a pointer. So true right now. So throw a little star here and there. This guy's mad because I need the star here now. Okay. Oh my god, thank god we compile. Gross. Everything here is fucking nasty. But at least now we can do something. So now we should be able to call. We have this, like, call API. I guess we now want, like, a return API, right? So this is going to be like, yo, I'm a return, which doesn't exist right now, but we can make one. I don't really know what it's going to look like yet, but surely it's going to look at least a little bit like call. I don't know. I guess, can we look at the anatomy of return right now? So, like, when we get a return, this is what is in it. Right? We're looking for something that resembles this. So our headers, destination, reply, serial, and signature. So destination, reply, serial, and signature. Which I guess we probably take in. Not sure. Maybe we, like, infer it somehow. We might be able to infer it. I'm not sure. What do we do on call? On call, we take in any type. And do we do the serialization of the body? Yeah, we do. Okay. So we could have, I guess here, we calculate the signature, which we have available to us here. And I guess this is kind of the same thing, where it's like, if we have a signature, then we append it. That's kind of the same. Okay, cool. So I think we don't need path or interface. I think that serial and reply serial are different. So I think that we're actually using the reply serial here. I don't know, man. Oh, replay, reply, okay. Then I feel like the rest of this all just kind of works. Kind of feels like it. Okay. So then we usually have, like, a little wrapper function for call here, who's going to kind of, oh, we already copy pasted this. Let's fucking go. So we kind of need some of the same parameters to end up here. Something like this. So here he's like, reply serial here, I guess. I don't know, man. destination body. All right. Okay. Wait, this looks good. This looks good. Okay. So can we then, wherever the fuck our handler is, we can just kind of unconditionally write something here, I think. So we could be like connection red, and he's not resolving. Oh, he is. He's just okay, writer. So the reply serial, which means that we need the request serial out of this guy, right? Which I guess came in the header. I think something like this. Then the destination is where we came from. So do we have that information? Is that in the header? How do we know where it came from? Yeah, that's interesting. How does it know where to go? How does it know? Does a call have my path in here? Bump, bump, bump. Yeah, I'm confused. I don't think that the message, maybe we haven't written it, we just haven't parsed it? Like, how does he know? He needs to know where to put this fucking send the response. Boom, boom, boom. It has to be in the fucking header somewhere. It has to be. Message format here. Header fields. There must be one in here for like where I came from. How do you know whether you're seeing the right version of this back? I don't. Sender. Unique name of the sending connection. This field is usually only meaningful in combination with the message bus, but other servers may define their own meanings for it. On message bus, this header field is controlled by the message bus, so it is as reliable and trustworthy as the message bus itself. Otherwise, this header field is controlled by the message sender. Okay, so we should have a sender thing that comes in the call. Right, so here, I guess we're looking for sender here. It must be. And we pass this here, I guess. And the body is just empty. I mean, that's like a maybe. All right, let's just fucking see what happens. Q dbus. Okay. Okay, wait. Error closing connection unimplemented. Okay, so where is this coming from? It's probably coming from here. Yeah, I guess if we have an empty signature, we don't know what to fucking do. Is there something that we can do here? Can we just return empty? I don't know why we there was probably a reason that we did this before, but I don't know what it was, so we just kind of huck that shit. I also guess we don't know if that's even where the error is coming from. Can we do this? If error trace, can we log it? Just so I like know what the fuck is going on. Oopsies. It's in write variant. Oh, I see. It's in write variant 632. I see. Can we do this at least? Unimplemented variant writer. Let's at least see what it's complaining about. All right. So he doesn't know how to write U32s right now? Okay. Well, we can fix that. Easy fix. Easy fix. If you write U32, you write 32 if you fucking think about it. And then it looks like the other side just like fucking closed us. Which is big for us. I guess. So I guess we don't really know. So he's trying to call introspect. So he's expecting something in particular. So maybe we should try to at least return that and see if he prints it. It's really just like a string. So can we try returning a string here and see if like dbus does anything with it? He might. You never know. So here if we're just like, yo. Inner is hello world. It probably has to be like some valid XML or something, right? But for now, let's just do this, and then he's gonna bitch at us for sure. It does say no reply, which is interesting. Message recipient disconnected without the bus replying. So that either means that we didn't send it. But that doesn't, it seems like we respond and then he says, yo, I don't know what the fucking do with that. It might be interesting to strace dbus and see what happens here. Just to see if we're like seeing the thing at all. You know what I mean? We've done this before. strace, like dbus, can we look, or strace dbus. We had a bunch of options. There we go. Ah, fuck. I guess. Why? Oh yeah, okay, we're good now. I don't know why. Okay, there we go. Okay. Let's just see what happens when we call dev Spheriphoria test service here. All right. So the question is, we do get this received message here. I assume that this is us sending the response, right? I assume. Can we not do -x here? Oh, okay. Wait. Test service was not provided by any service files. Which is confusing because maybe we spelt this wrong. Dev Spheriphoria test service. Did we do this wrong? Because like clearly he's getting us something here, right? Okay, here we go. So here he's saying, hey, I want to introspect this thing. And then he gets back no reply. So it means that we're doing something wrong where we send something and he's like, maybe the bus is kind of checking something for us and like sending that back and being like, no, he fucked that shit up. Seems kind of likely. It seems kind of likely that like the bus is just nuking us. You know what I mean? Because we're doing something wrong. Can we check? I don't know. Maybe our like reply serial is wrong. Could be. Does Ret use the correct message type? Might not. Yeah, that's multiple things that we could check. No, it doesn't, huh? Good eye. We suck balls. Oh, wait. I think it might be working. Hold on. Let's go. I mean, he's not showing anything like sane, but he does think that he's getting a response now. So can we try giving him like valid response? So if we call introspect on someone and like write down what they send us, right? We did like this like introspect here before. We're in the wrong spot. But if we're like here, I just want to copy paste this somewhere and like see if we define some XML. You know, something like this. And we're like, yo, this is dev spherophoria test service. We have some method hello with no arguments. And we respond with that instead. Does that do something sane? No. Can we call introspect on my service? Like, oh, wait, let's go, dude. So if we call anything, we will get this back, right? So it might be that he's calling some other function and expecting to get something else back, right? So, right, if we just call qdbus on this guy, handling request this on that. Maybe I'm a little confused about how this is supposed to work. I'm missing something. I also like that sometimes it fucking crashes. That seems bad. We're probably doing something fucking brain dead in here. Oh yeah, this is fucking some dumb shit. I forgot about this. Almost certainly we're doing something stupid. And then also, maybe the rest is okay. Yeah, okay, cool. Cool. Now at least this is consistent. Now the question is I think that he must be asking to like list objects as well. Yeah. So if I say here is the object I want to talk to, then he gets back this thing. So somewhere he's trying to list objects, and we don't know how to handle that right now. How does that work? So when I call like qdbus org free desktop dbus, he lists out a couple guys, right? How does that happen? So we're looking for like hold on. We do want to increase the string limit as well, huh? Okay. Free desktop. So somewhere he must be getting back like a list of object paths or something. Um, if I had to guess, I would guess it's here. Nope, this is in response to hello. Maybe introspectable tells us the object paths is supposed to? Maybe. Hold on. No, it's not in here. Where is QDBus getting the list of object paths? Where is he getting that shit? Can we look for the messages he's sending? He is doing a hello. Right? Then he's calling introspect. And then he's calling introspect again. Am I fucking stupid? Maybe we reply with our object path? Maybe. We could try that. I mean, I don't see that in here. But maybe if we throw it, we could throw it in the headers, maybe. Object instances may implement introspect, which returns an XML description of the object, including its interfaces, objects below it in the object path tree, and its object properties. Ah! So here he might say node name equals, but then like the fact that we're not seeing that when we query is kind of weird. But we could try this, right? We could do like name equals dev spheriphoria test service, and we could see if this gives us object paths back from QDBus. You know, if we just hit like this. Yeah, see, he doesn't say here. Which is confusing. So we do see it here. Oh, we didn't close the quote though. Which would kind of do it. He's probably like, yo, what the fuck? Still no, though. Still no. Yeah, I'm confused. Oh, maybe I'm missing a level here. Maybe it's like this is the root. And then in here, we have node here. That's kind of what it looks like in that XML that I saw for them. Oh, here we go. I see. Hold on, we're getting somewhere. Aha! So here now we want to check when we introspect. We want to check what the object path is. So I see. I see. Okay, we're getting somewhere. I don't think we need to go too far down this rabbit hole. Because I think we get it now. So now we should let them call. Let's just use the root object for now. And then can we check the like what function they're calling? Why are you using Alacrity and not Ghosty? Because I last changed what terminal emulator I used like 10 years ago. Would be the probable answer to that. And it's like fine. I think like 10 years ago, I thought when I heard the words GPU accelerated terminal emulator, I'm like, that's cool. But now I don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. Right? Because like, isn't every terminal emulator is drawing to the screen at some point? So I don't really know what the fuck they're talking about. They might just mean like actual like rendering with OpenGL instead of with GTK, I guess. But like, yeah, Ghosty is Zig though. Yeah, but I don't really care what program people write their program, like what language people write their programs in. I just care if like it works. You know? I also, no offense to Mr. what's his name? Mitchell something, the like Hacker News guy that wrote Ghosty that everybody loves. Like, why, how the fuck did there get so much hype around like a terminal emulator? I don't really understand how it's like possible. Cause like, it just takes a stream of bytes and sticks them on the screen, right? Like I feel like not to like say that I've never used Ghosty, right? So maybe it's great. But like surely this is more of a marketing thing, right? Than anything? Cuz like what could the value add possibly be? Like it's not slow? It was like about the extent of it? Right? He's rich, so tech pop culture fanbase? Yeah, maybe. I could be missing something as well. Okay. We need to parse this message correctly. So can we maybe do like we're kind of checking like which interface we're on. So like no, in like a real thing, you would like switch on the interface, right? And then like dispatch to correct handler. And then you would like in each of these, you would like check function name or something, right? But for now, we will just do like function, like members is an enum, and we'll just pretend that we're always on the same interface. So we have introspect, and then we'll have hello. And then we will make it so that our hello returns a string, which I think was here. We have direction out string. And we should be able to get dbus to print out our response if we do this right. So can we do, you know, member is stood meta string to enum members. I think I always do this where I want it to be singular, but I write it as plural. Or else there's probably something we have to do here to like return I don't like what the fuck are you, you know? But for now we will just break or return. And then we switch on member, and if it is introspect, we do this. You know, and if we see hello, we say hello. Which will eventually have to be done with a nicer API, but for now, you know, we make it work. We make it work. And so here it's just like, hello world. Can we, member is already here, so this is member S, member S, member S, and member S. Okay. So now if I call qdbus on this guy, he's going to tell us that we have the function hello. And then can I call this? And we get hello world back. Let's fucking go, baby. Let's fucking go. And so we say like, I am a Spheraphoria dbus response. Just to be 100% sure. Let's fucking go! Cool. So that's not that bad, right? In terms of like, what do we actually do today? What is the implementation of a dbus service? I think we just like write another connection that handle, like we act as a dbus client. If someone, we ask for a name, right? So we say, I want to be dev Spheraphoria test service. And then it's just, if we get a message from the dbus broker, we have to like look at it. And if it's like a function call, then we like return a response. It's actually super simple. It's actually not that bad at all. So writing like a proper abstraction over this is probably going to be like a little bit of work. But pretty reasonable. There's some like language fighting going on in chat. I don't chill for Zig anymore. I mean, I like Zig, but I guess I think like programming language matters a lot less than people say it does. I think it's like fine. I like Zig. All right. Cool. I think that we'll call it here for today. I have to think about, I don't really know what I want to do in terms of like proper APIs, so I probably just have to like mull it over for a little bit. But I think that we're not, like, it should be pretty easy to implement like a service that does something like return the window list. So yeah, cool. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like what you saw, we stream most days. We aim for 12:30 to 4 o'clock Pacific time. It's 3:30 now, so anywhere between 3 hours ago and half hour ago is when you should expect to see us live. Stuff goes up on the YouTube. Some stuff doesn't. The rest of the stuff goes up on Patreon, YouTube members, or in Twitch VODs. If you support in the appropriate place, you get the VODs in return. We do that because the stream ends when we're out of money, so like having something to give you guys if you want to support is kind of nice. And also, YouTube is fickle, the algorithm is fickle, so we have to be a little bit careful about what we post on there. So that's kind of like the motivation there. Think that's all the plugging we gotta do. Thanks for watching. We should be back tomorrow to do, maybe we'll start on writing a taskbar or exposing the interface we need for a taskbar from our window manager. Not really sure. I think that's it. YouTube, peace out, and Twitch, let's find someone to raid.